The fastest 5-kilometer run was done in 12 minutes and 35 seconds, and today, Alfie, who has the fastest Aspire of 16 minutes, versus me, and I'm going to try and set up a brand new business telling you from beginner to winner exactly what you can achieve. So let's see who wins. And by the way, it's going to be a business that makes at least £10,000 a month. Let the games begin. So, I've got my pen, I've got my iPad. Let's rock and roll and see who comes out on top. My brain or his body. And the time starts now. So I'm going to focus on a service-based business. Now, when you're building a service-based business, what we're looking to achieve is providing the highest value. And most people, when they're setting out as a business, they don't actually know what they're looking to achieve. Now, within the property sector, the value that you could provide as a service-based business is being a deal packager. And a deal packager is essentially kind of like being the middleman between the property and the money, like an estate agent, but instead of representing the vendor of the property, I'm representing the investor. So the first things we need to look at is strategy, location, and service. And these are the big three that most of us never actually think about before we get started, because you just want to make money, right? And this is for you whether you want to do flips, developments, or anything else in between. So first of all, what's the strategy? Well, for me, I'm going to end up finding boring vanilla buy-to-let properties, and these are going to be buy-to-lets, and so this is going to be really easy for me because I also want boring vanilla buy-to-let properties. So if I'm finding the same properties for me and my investors, then I'm not splitting my focus, and it also reduces that sort of, I'll give them that type and then me this type. It's like, no, I want it all, they want it all, and we can make money together. Next is location. Well, for me, what I'm trying to find is that mid-ground. You need to run your numbers really well for this. So there's yield, ROI, cash flow, refurb costs, exit strategies. For me, what I'm looking to do is I want to make sure that I am finding that mid-ground between cash flow and capital growth. So what that looks like for me, if you just want to nick mine, is a 7% yield and a minimum of 5% capital growth. Now, over the last 5 years, that would have been skewed with COVID and things like that. But if I can hit those two things, I know I've got a really good boring vanilla buy-to-let. And I know that's going to be achieved across certain locations of West and South Yorkshire. So West and South Yorkshire. The next thing is deciding on the service. And these are really big things, by the way. This can take you weeks, but I'm really going to sort of guide you in this. Service can go all the way from a finder's fee. So I'm going to find a property that reaches a criteria for an active investor, and I can find it for them, and then they buy it and pay me a fee. I do nothing else. All the way to I do joint ventures with people. So it could be all the way along. And obviously, if you're charging a finder's fee or a sourcing fee, so deal sourcing, you're going to get an active investor and you're just helping them find great deals. If it's a joint venture or even a loan, I guess that's even more hands-free, as the most hands-free for your client. They're just putting in money, they understand property works, and there's everything in between. For me, I want to do a fully hands-off deal packaging service. So that is going to be portfolio building. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this where somebody is completely hands-free on there. So my service is going to be hands-free portfolios. So now we know we're looking for boring vanilla buy-to-let properties, we are focusing on South and West Yorkshire, and we know our service levels. Basically, what we now understand is our USPs, and our unique selling points are really important, because if you understand the benefits of working with you, which for me is all of the benefits of property with none of the downside. Basically, I will do all of the work for you. That is a real benefit. Remember, there are features versus benefits. Features is 100 sit-ups a day. Features is calorie deficit. Benefit is 6-week abs. You tell me what program you're going to be buying, right? Same as in property, it's I will source you a property and negotiate it, and then I'll get it through legals. You can use my broker, my solicitor, my refurb team, and the letting agency that I like in the future, and blah, blah, blah. Or, hey, I'll help you become financially free with none of your time invested. That is a unique selling point. So what we're going to say is no time invested as the real key USP. Now, The next thing is we need to decide on our customer avatar. There's a lot in a very small amount of time here, so stay with me. Your customer avatar is who you're looking for. So our customer avatar, who we're looking to attract to invest with us and build portfolios for, is Pete. Pete is your average bloke that's 30 to 55. They want to invest in property, but maybe they don't have the time, the knowledge, the inclination. They want to be hands-free. So we know I'm just going to put white collar professional. Now, does that mean we only work with men? No women are allowed? No, obviously not. Does it mean, are you a white-collar professional? No, I'm a blue-collar professional. No, we don't work with you. No. But what we want to do with a customer avatar is get an understanding of who we are looking to attract. So we've got white-collar professionals. And then when we understand the customer avatar of who we're looking to attract, now that we've understood the strategy, the location, the service, the USP, now and only now compliant. And I know this isn't the sexiest thing in the world to talk about compliance. Let's face it, it's a bit boring. But compliance is really, really important because you want to do things the right way. And yes, it's annoying, it takes a bit of money, it's a bit of investment, but around £1,000, and that basically is your professional indemnity insurance, your data protection with the ICO, you're going to have your anti-money laundering, and of course registering with the property ombudsman, all right? So in general, you need to make sure you're using data correctly. If you're gonna take people's money, you need to make sure it was done legally. You need to make sure you've got insurance to make sure if you do anything wrong, you're covered. And finally, you just need to make sure you're part of an ombudsman that can mediate things if things go wrong. Okay, those 4 things are the 4 big things that you need from a compliance point of view. Now, of course, we've got strategy, location, service, USP, avatar, and compliance. Now we're going to start marketing. All right. Now, this is really important because honestly, the amount of people that end up doing marketing, but they don't have a bloody clue who they're looking to attract. So it's so generic when you're going out there that honestly, it's absolutely stupid. And you need to market for investors and, of course, vendors. And by the way, I'm choosing to be a hands-free portfolio builder, but you don't need to do that. It could be that you're attracting joint ventures. It could be that you're attracting people to loan you money, etc. So now we're going to start the marketing. Now, I like to do ACE on this, awareness, communication, extraction, ACE, awareness, communication, extraction. I want people to be aware of who I am. I want to communicate effectively like I'm doing now, and then I want to extract. Let me give you an example, and it is a real example so you can engage with this. I have created this video to show you how quickly I can simplify building a business that hopefully makes you aware of who I am and the fact that I've got the ability to help you. One-to-many awareness. Communication. I'm going to communicate with you like this and add value. The upside is there's a load of you watching this, I hope. The downside is I can't talk to you one-to-one. So now I need to extract you. And I'll say something like this. By the way, if you're watching this and you want to build a legitimate property business that makes you 10K a month and 6 figures, £100,000 in your first 12 months within the first phone call, put education in the comments right now. I'm going to send you a link and you can book in a one-to-one phone call with me or my team to help you do that. And yes, there's an investment in yourself. If you're ready to back yourself, put education in the comments. Awareness, communication, extraction. By the way, that is a real one. If you want to do that and you're ready to take it to the next level, put education in. I'll put a link in, pin it to the top, book in your one-to-one. So now we've got awareness, communication, extraction. Now we want to start how we're going to do this. So the first is we want to get the lead in, and this is going to be from investors and vendors. So we're actually going to do something that I call the LAPS process. And LAPS is a really simple sales process that we're looking to achieve right now. So the first thing is we're going to get the lead in, all right? So the lead comes in, and what we want to do is we want to qualify. So as we qualify, and I want you thinking about this from an investor and a vendor point of view, is we want to make sure we've got these 3 things if you write them down. Ready, willing, and able. So the RWA, or I could say the raw qualification, couldn't I? Ready, able, and willing. That's probably better. Raw qualification, you heard it here first. We want to make sure they're ready, willing, and able. So for the investor is, do you have money? Is it ready to go? Are you looking to build a portfolio and do you need help? So have you got the money? Do you want to do what we actually help people do? And do you need support doing it? If you've got yes, 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 I'm going to book in the appointment. And the same for the vendor, by the way. If we've got a vendor ready, willing, and able, do you own a property? Are you looking to sell your property quickly, ideally? And do you need our help to do it? Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to book them for an appointment. And I might do some further qualifications, by the way, but I'm going to book them in for a proper appointment. Now, for me, for both of these, it will be roughly a 30-minute Zoom call. And the same with you, by the way. If you've put education in and you've booked in a one-to-one call, first of all, you're going to be qualified, because I don't want to spend 45 minutes on a Zoom call with somebody that's not even serious. So you'll be qualified to go, are you looking to achieve what we're looking to help you achieve? 10K a month, 100K. Brilliant. Do you need help doing it? Yes. And are you willing to invest in yourself and actually show that you're really committed? Yeah, great, let's have a call. Ready, willing, and able. If they are ready, willing, and able, they're then going to turn up to the call, and that call is going to have 5 steps. If you want to write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 1 is we're going to go through where you're at. Think about this as a drawing here, or just draw it here actually underneath. So where are you at? This is you today. Then number 2 is where do you want to get to? So this is where 12 months from now that we're going to end up working together, this is what we will achieve. So where you're at, where you're going to get to. We're talking to an investor here, right? So I'm here today, I've got 100K to invest. Where do I want to get to? Well, I want to have 3 properties by the end of the year. Okay, great. Number 3, what have you tried before that didn't work? And why do you think it didn't work? Oh, I tried estate agents, etc., blah, 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 blah. Remind me, number 4, what resources have you got? So that's the ladder there. How much money have you got? How much time do you have to invest? And then if we feel it's right, great news, based on what you've said, I can get you from A to B. So we've built a bridge there. Number 1, where are you at? Number 2, where do you want to get to? Number 3, what have you tried that hasn't worked before and why? Number 4, what resources do you have? Number 5, great news, here's how I can help you. So this is called the proposal. So a proposal has been now put forward to the investor. And by the way, for the vendor, it's going to be a very similar thing. So, hey, where are you at now? Why are you looking to sell the property? You know, hey, but, you know, what's your ideal outcome? It might be, you know, is it looking to sell it within a month, 2 months, 3 months? You're not that bothered. And what have you tried before that hasn't worked? Okay, cool. And in terms of like resource allocation, like how much money do you need to move on to your next property? Is this your property or do you own it with somebody? Those sort of questions, and great. Based on what you said, I definitely can help you. Obviously, you need to sell quickly, and so that's going to be a cash buyer. Typically, this is what it looks like. Proposal. Investor, I've got 150K, I want to build up. Well, based on what you said, I can definitely help you. Here's what the fees look like. Now, because I'm doing a fully hands-free service, depending on how many they go for, I'm going to end up charging between $6,500 to $9,500 per property. Okay, now that's going to really depend. That's not just for finding, that's doing everything for them, right? So if they go for 1, it's likely to be $9,500. If they go for 3 or 4, it might be closer to 6,500. So it's like I've saved on the marketing. So we've now got the lead in. We've now booked an appointment after qualifying them. We've put our proposal forward, and this is on both sides. And now what happens with both is we get the sale. Now, what's really important is there's going to be one of 3 outcomes. You put forward your proposal and you want to write this down. Outcome number 1 is you get the yes. Outcome number 2 is you get the no. And outcome number 3 is you bam fam. Okay, I'm going to say these very clearly. Your aim isn't to close everyone. In general, you'll close about 25% of people. If you've qualified people correctly, you should be closing 1 in 4 individuals, all right? And that's really, really important that you understand that. If you're doing less than that, you probably need to develop your skills. If you're getting way more than that, say you're closing like 50%, you need to increase your prices. It is not good closing at 50%. You're doing too good of a job. You're gonna get overwhelmed. You're gonna under-deliver for the people that you're closing. You need to increase your prices. So, yes, no, bam, fam. No is also a really good outcome, okay? If they're like, not interested, never gonna do it, no worries, cool. Is it worth taking you off the list? That's a great outcome, move on. Bam, fam is book a meeting from a meeting. I'll say it again, bam, fam, B-A-M-F-A-M. Book a meeting from a meeting. Do not ever get off the phone and going, oh yeah, I'm giving them a call next week at some point, or yeah, they said to give them a call back on Monday. It's like, no, open your calendar, how's 2 p.m. or 4 p.m.? Great, I need 15 minutes with you, really, really important. So now we've got the sale, let's say it's a yes, now we've got the money, we then match it together with the property, and you want to make sure that you're doing a very, very simple one-pager on this. Once you've got the simple one-pager, which is like, here's some pictures, very simple, they should be able to make a decision on that, an investor snapshot. So I often go, how much money are you investing? This is the cash flow return. This is the likely capital growth. Here's the combined return year on year, and here's what a 10-year projection. For me, that is enough for somebody to go, yeah, that sounds amazing. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'll make it really easy. For my investors, I get them a 13% combined return year on year. So I triple their investment every 10 years, which is something we deliver continuously. So what happens then is you've got some happy people. It then goes through case progression. And I'm going to really simplify all of this. Case progression is simply getting the finance and the legal sorted. And the finance and the legals, that goes through. In general, a cash purchase can be done between 4 and 6 weeks, and a mortgage purchase is more like 10 to 12 weeks. And then once you've got all of that going through, you are happy because you've got a bucket at the end where you are collecting all of this money. So hopefully that all makes sense. So I'm just going to go through this one more time. Are you ready? So we've got our strategy, boring vanilla buy-to-lets. We've got our location, West and South Yorkshire. We've got the service, which is hands-free property. USP, no time invested. Like, we want people to be able to build their portfolio hands-free. We understand our USPs, so now we know our customer avatar and who we're trying to attract. We've got our compliance set up, so we've got the property ombudsman as a mediator, we've got our insurance, we've got anti-money laundering, and we've registered with the ICO for data protection, and then we've got the basic setup. So we set up a limited company, our bank account, everything like that. Can't give you financial advice about that, but a majority of people nowadays in property, you set up a limited business. You need to get your contracts, your NDAs, your sourcing agreements, everything like that set up so you are ready to rock and roll. Now we're going to start our marketing, which is to attract vendors, people looking to sell properties, and people with money to give us money, which is going to be about investors, in my case, paying to build their portfolio. All right, so that's what we're going to do in the north of England, West and South Yorkshire. Now we get in a lead, we qualify them, and we book in the appointment, we put forward a proposal. Same as on the vendor side, we're going to qualify them, making sure they're ready, willing, and able, getting the proposals, and we get the sale going in there. So we've got the money, we've got the property, we then chase it through case progression, which is the finance and the legals, and then we get paid. So Jamie, how much do we need to spend in order to do this? Well, I always think if you've got £5,000, I'll let you take a photo of that. That'll be on screen next to me. And we could do that for £5,000. So for £5,000, you get all of your compliance set up, all of your, including your marketing expenses and your education. So I'm going to say that again. All of your compliance, your marketing, and your education is going to be an absolute game changer. And so do you need all of that money at once? No. If you can get that over the next 3 months, could be friends, family, credit card, personal loans. I don't know your personal situation with this, right? So I don't know right now who won, if I'm completely honest. I think I did that in about 18 minutes, maybe 19 minutes. We'll see what it comes out at the end. So I'm genuinely watching this at the same time as you to find out who won. I hope you like this type of video. If you're ready to put this theory into practice, because I know you'll be watching this going, geez, that is a lot. I'm impressed with myself getting that much. But seriously, if you're ready to invest in yourself and you go, cool, I understand the wow, but how do I implement that? How do I do it? What's the scripts? What marketing works and doesn't work? What strategy's right for me? What location's right for me? I'm not going to be able to do that on the YouTube video, and I'd love to give you some personal help. So this isn't for people that just want all the freebies and buying the books, watching the YouTube, stuff like that. People that are really ready to invest in themselves, book in a call. It could be with me or one on the team, where we'll go through that exact journey. Yes, you're going to get qualified. Are you ready, willing, and able to back yourself? And if you are, we'll put in the time to actually understand where you're at and where you want to get to. And if we can help you, then we'll pitch you on how we can help you. And if we can't, we'll just say, I don't think this is for you. And we'll just have integrity around that. If you want to take that next step, put education in the comments and I'll send you a link. My team will send you a link and you can book something in. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed this type of video. If you did too, please do let me know. Hit the like button. It takes you 2 seconds. It really is a good indicator for the team on what you like, what you dislike. And of course, if you're not subscribed to the channel, you want to learn more stuff like this with business snapshots, growth snapshots, make sure to hit subscribe and the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.